So my idea was to leave in the juicy parts and leave out all the boring parts. So now one of the other things, just want you to know briefly how much this project has meant to me. This brought me into a writing community. And when you're trying to tell truth in your writing, you really need a group that you can trust. Somebody that will try to understand that you're telling the story the best you can at that moment, and that it will evolve, and that they're willing to help you see where you can do it better. So it's just a kind of a patient writing and rewriting and listening. And that's what version after version after version of these chapters have gone through many people's hands around here. So it's been a very learning experience. And Joanne's classes, because she is so gentle with each of her students, we learn to be gentle with each other. And I think trying to see the positive in other people's writing. Sometimes, of course, you say, I surely wouldn't write it that way, but they did. So you need to try to help ask questions or say, I really like that, didn't like that. Or no, you don't say I didn't like that. That's another one. Anyway, so Joanne has been, if there is such a thing as a rock star among writing teachers, I think Joanne would be it.
Yes.
We're enough groupies here to testify that she would be our idea of a rock star.
So bear with me here. I'm really excited and honored to share the celebration of Ramona's memoir here with everyone, all of you. As Ramona said, the publication of Odyssey Shared, a memoir of sailing and friendship, is a decades-long dream come true. There are so many things to love about this story of two couples sailing along the ocean to explore the Mediterranean and the Aegean seas. First and foremost, the voice that captivates us with its honesty, fairness, and humor. Ramona confides in us that she is the worrier, the foot-dragger in the bunch. As she says in a different essay not included in this book, I have, unfortunately, never been one to focus on the bottom of a half-full glass. But then we see her grit as she decides to tamp down her fears and commit to that risky voyage over open water. Another thing I love is how Ramona skillfully weaves several threads throughout the story. First, of course, the challenge of finding a boat and making it seaworthy, and the group competent sailors. Second, a journey fraught with what she calls the plagues, the buzzing, biting horseflies, the life-threatening storms, or sultry, windless seas. And then the interesting lessons in geography, history, and culture. Whether we learn about the Rock of Gibraltar, or how Lord Nelson was literally pickled in brandy, or the mysterious contradictions of Tunisian society, Ramona tells us exactly what we need to know, when we need to know it, and never overwhelms. She takes us on this voyage with her, through the dark and the light, and in this story, the light always triumphs, even when the stakes are high. The dangers, the monotony, the cramped quarters test the four friends' relationships. The characters bicker, they fuss, they falter. Yet they also find it in themselves to yield, to laugh, and forgive. Through their challenges, we learn not only about a sailing adventure, but the truest version of what that adventure meant and why it mattered. In her epilogue, Ramona writes, "The interpersonal conflicts, disputes, and emotional traumas we experienced while afloat had to be resolved on the spot, and through them we came to understand each other in new ways. We became more real, less ideal in each other's eyes. The more fully you come to understand another's perspectives, and they yours, the less likely you are to maintain hostility toward one another. To know me is to love me, the saying goes, and there is truth in it." I thank Ramona for allowing us to know her even better in this memoir. The rest, that to know her is to love her part, well, that goes without saying.